Hi Pep. He can't play on Monday. He's out for the season. But Jack Grealish has had a good start at Everton. What do you sort of make of the sort of his future, Pep? You know,
I don't know. I want the best from Jack. I know the impact was really good. Played the minutes that he had in the travel season. The travel season was extraordinary, and after that, maybe I didn't help him, or maybe we could not reach the level that he had, and he need, game, and Everton had unfortunately the injury, but hopefully can recover, and the next season can continue to play.
And I mean, is he? You still think he can get back to his best? Is he still?
Depends on him.
Yeah. What does he have to do?
Absolutely him. The quality is no doubt. Everything is there.
Hi Pep, you were talking about the players need to rest, and I think at Wembley you said that's something you really realised over the last few years. Looking at your whole career, what are the things that has changed about you the most, going back to the start to how you are now? Have you changed in a lot of different ways about how you approach certain things?
In the end of the season?
No, just like going back to when you started at Barcelona to now. Course. How much have you changed in certain areas, and with what specific things?
No, I don't know. Many things. We are not the same. We are not, any of us. We are the same from 10 years ago. So that's why there are learnings. There are things that you make a mistake. Good things. Okay, now is the secret, and after 1 month you realize it's not the secret anymore. So it's a constant change and evolution in terms of how you vision or deal with the team. Mainly we are the same, but of course in terms of approach things, we change.
And a slightly different question, but in terms of your 10 years at City, at what point did you think this is home, like the club and the city? Because presumably when you came in 2016, you thought, oh, this is a good opportunity. But at some point, you've really come to love the club and enjoy living in the city, haven't you? When did that?
I would not have been 10 years since I don't have the environment. Today, Aymeric Laporte, that was another player that helped us incredible a lot to understand what you have to do from behind, from build-ups, commits, and this kind of stuff. Today, in a newspaper in Spain said, City is the best club in the world. You never realize how good they are, how incredibly organized until you leave. And that is the biggest compliment we can get. The players that can leave and said, that place was incredible. And I have the same feeling. So I would not be 10 years, even good titles or prizes. I don't have incredible environment. Now I feel more, I don't know, happy, not happy, but I don't know, still have incredible energy. Still I'm so good at being here, coming here to work today, my day off, and because I realized from many, many details that I think America explained perfectly. There are many details that make how the people take care, all of us, the organization, all of us, in all details, our families, our little details that make my job as a manager, the players of football play, just think about what you have to do. And that's why. Of course, we are here because we won a lot, and that's why they don't fire you, because they continue, trust you because you have success. But despite of that, part of that, the club is really, really extraordinary. And I love when Gundo come back from Barcelona and said, Man City, stop. When that's happened, we are in a good way. That's why we are consistent every year in the Champions League for the last 12, 13, 14 years. That's why always fighting for the title is because they are consistent around the tactics, the systems, the players, the managers. It is like a bubble that the people feels good.
Pep, you spoke about your trip to Stockport on Tuesday. You've spoken about in the past about going to lower league grounds with City and really enjoying it. What is it about that kind of, that kind of level of football that you particularly enjoy yourself?
But PSG Bayern was a better game. I said, Goodison Park, and I said many times, Fulham's or Selhurst Park, so I know Wembley is so nice, but there are stadiums that are special, and I like it. So I remember years ago when I went to see one game, the Neil Warnock with my son Marius. We took a car. We went 1 or 2 hours, and we saw the game there in winter time, and the people, and how the people is so nice, and yeah, it's good, really good. Maybe I didn't choose the right day to go, to be honest, but it was good.
Which game was that with Neil Warnock?
Listen, Neil Warnock had trained 20,000 million teams, so been managed. So I don't even remember the team he has managed. But I think from there, now we text quite often with Neil, so it's really good.
Whenever you do go, is that something you will miss about being here, seeing that kind of the love of football kind of up and down?
In November, December, no.
Right.
But some parts, of course. I miss Munich as well, many things. I miss my home, Barcelona Stadium, no Camp Nou, so of course, it's part of that. But I'm not terribly nostalgic man, so I like to be in there. What's next? I like to think, the game in Goodison Park, against Everton and this kind of stuff.
Hi, Pep. You've spoken of the pressure that you felt at the end of last season trying to qualify for the Champions League. How are you feeling now with 3 weeks to go, 2 trophies still up for grabs?
No, the moment of the game or hours before, I feel... But the process between games and the other one, I'm more calm than last season. Last season was 24 hours thinking, what happened in the club? We want to qualify for the Champions League, And that I felt it a lot. I can imagine when the teams, to don't be relegated, this kind of stuff, because change the clubs, change the players, change the financially. You cannot do the investment for a good players. At the end is the reason why the teams have success, have a good players. And but this season is, when the Carabao Cup final, the FA Cup again, and still fighting against this Arsenal. So what can I say? It's really good. I would love, to go through in the Champions League, but the level is higher and will be good learnings for me for the next season. Will be good for that competition. Sometimes you have to approach.
Just behind my Dom, please.
Hi, Pep. Rayan Cherki's had a lot of coverage and attention over recent weeks for his great performances. One observation I've heard a lot of people say is that he's not a typical Guardiola player. What do you think when you hear that? And is there a typical Guardiola player?
That's a good question. That is one to ask you. What is my typical player? Yeah. Give me another one. Yeah. I don't have typical players. As much as they love to play and they sell in the thing. So it's not my typical player, so it's not bad, huh? For the first season, what he is doing. So maybe, I don't believe in that. I remember when I was in Barcelona, now Barcelona have an ADN special. No. You're a good player, not a good player. Strong here, not strong here. If you're a good player, strong here, you can play in all the teams. In the big teams in the world, and normally the big teams are being guided with the top managers. So, of course, he can play. It's my style, my type. All the players I have here are my type of players, all of them.
Is there anything that surprised you about Rayan? Obviously, we all knew his...
Yeah, in Instagram right now he's making boxing. That was surprised me. I didn't expect. Have you watched it? No? What? Go. Top. I will not discuss with him. He will play every game. Honestly, it's scary.
Guys, we've got a few more hands. Just one question.
Speaking of typical Guardiola players, Bernardo and now John have announced before the end of the season they're going. Is it difficult with the rest of the squad to keep them focused? Thinking that what's going to change at the end of the season? Are they does the dynamic change once a player announces they're going?
No, it depends on the players. No, I think they are relieved a little bit, relaxed. Announce. I said to John, how do you feel after announce? So no, I feel really good, relief, and I feel love for the fans, for the people, my close environment, or loved ones from John. So no, because I know them, how competitive they are, and I see train Bernardo since announces as always. So no, absolutely not.
Pep, you were talking before about how the club's extraordinary and that, it's one of the reasons why you've stayed for so long and your longevity and things like that. Are you able to offer any specific examples of what makes the club so good?
Players care department, for example. That I don't know exists in other clubs. This department is unbelievable. For Claire, for all the people is unbelievable. So that means you need something to the family, you need to, send flowers to your mom or whatever. Always they can help you, we can do it, that. So the food is exceptional, the cooks are top. We have my CEO, my chairman in the day of the game, my chairman there supporting all the time. So it's a big club, but here is a family. So that after that they had disappointments, especially the play. But only I said to the club, try to the players be disappointed because they don't play, not for the rest. And for the rest, there is no one can complain. No one. No, they don't complain. If they are then happy because they don't play, that it's normal, understandable, and that it's impossible. We talk many times. But the rest, make the players and talking here, talking to their wife, girlfriends, what they need in the personal lives, families when they come, how they care the families here, mothers and fathers, or aunts or whatever, how they come, and everything is sorted. So they're much more. Another one, COVID time. How many in all around the world, in the clubs, how people, fire, or I don't know the right word in English, when the people here not even once. The same salary, the same, not reduced, not even that, the same. In the toughest moment in our, lives, always there. Not even once in that building, in the other building was out and not the same. So many examples. It's really, really good. Extraordinary club.
Last one with James. Thank you.
Pep, when you come back from the Stockport game and you get that glass of wine and sit down late at night and into the early hours watching that game, do you watch it like pure enjoyment, or are you just always thinking and
Both.
taking out? You just can't switch
Both.
off.
I was more relaxed because I knew the result.
Yeah.
But I remember I was watching with Mark, the owner, the chairman, the owner from Stockport invited me, and we were there, and ringing the phone, messages. Have you watching the game? Have you watching the game? How good it is, Pep? I said, no, I'm not watching. So it was how to enjoy. I watched the game after with enjoy because it's chance and transition, the pace and everything, the quality of individual. And at the same time, I say what they do, Luis, what they do, Vini, what they do, of course. Yeah.
And for probably unfairly, that the people looked at that 90 minutes of games and have used it to criticise some of the Premier League football this season, saying, look how attacking and great it is. What's your view on that? It seems quite an unfair view.
Completely disagree.
Yeah.
Completely disagree. So they play in that way because both managers play, that is the best way to play. They represent the top clubs and they wanna do this. So I think it's really nice for the football and it's really nice for another way. So in English, been playing a certain way. The referee's been dictating in different ways in other countries. In Spain, is different way in Germany. So, and everything is fine. So, football is 5-4. I don't know. Maybe next game is 0-0 in Germany. You never know. So sometimes both are courage, brave to attack. And when that's happened, always I said many times in the past, when both managers said, "Let's go," more in that way, more man-marking, more aggressive, but go and both do it. Football is always a nice football game. When a team say, no, I wanted to just avoid who you are, and I don't care who I am, and just one action do it, it's not as much attractive, but the rules are the rules. And when one team decide that because feels I cannot compete, or it's the way I can compete in that way against you, why not? It's fine. So it will be so boring if all the teams play like Luis and Vini right now, all the teams, Or maybe not, I don't know. I don't think so. I think always every system have a contra system and every detail, and it's nice when you can watch it. It's good.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay.